Love, Simon was one of my favorite things that I've been on. I think the series is very different. If they asked me to come back, I'm sure I would consider it, but I think it's a different view with Victor that I'm not in at the moment, no.
Caitlin was cute, airy, hardly a reason to pop like a zit.
What happened?
Caitlin exploded.
What? Like a bomb?
No, like a balloon?
What?
Katherine, you have such an incredible knack for finding women who are so dynamic on screen. Mara is just such an amazing kick-ass female that girls everywhere are gonna wanna embody. What was it about this role that made it so that you're like, I need to be a part of this movie?
A lot, if not all of the credit goes to Brian Duffield and Aaron, who originally wrote the book, and kind of came up with not only these characters like Mara and Dylan, but also this whole premise, which feels like it hits quite differently now to when we made it a couple of years ago. It's zany, it's kind of satirical again, and it has a very specific dialogue, but it just felt different and cool.
It felt very cool. And I feel like you guys must have broken some kind of record for the most amount of blood on the set of a movie.
It happened again a lot.
What was the biggest challenge when you guys were filming and you were completely covered in blood while you guys were on set?
I think I had it pretty good, actually. I remember hearing a story about Katherine doing a particularly emotional scene in the sub-zero kind of temperatures of Vancouver in the winter. I definitely didn't have to do anything like that. I think after like a week of having fake blood on you, it all just kind of blurs together a little bit, so so it wasn't too bad at all.
Katherine, it was so interesting to see that you were such a blonde in this movie because it made the blood in your hair just such an eerie twist. Was that a conscious choice?
In part of her character, we kind of just talked about how she would look, and then that fact was brought up sort of in conversation, but it felt cool to kind of create this character. You know, she's sort of a non-blonde, like we had the wig made so that it looks like she's dyed her hair, and I quite like that element because she feels to me like someone who's restless and wants to change. As we all do, we change when we feel like something isn't sitting quite right, or maybe we just want something fresh. But yeah, it definitely kind of made the blood pop a lot more.
I have a moment for you where I knew I liked you.
You like me? I'm just so glad I didn't explode all over you.
I think that fans are going to fall head over heels for Mara and Dylan's relationship. How did you guys find that off-screen connection to make it so that you had such great on-screen chemistry?
I think there's a good amount of it where we just got really lucky, and fortunately, before I got cast, I got to meet with Katherine and we got to just kind of talk about the script and the characters. And I think we also really wanted it to be as though they had a connection that of course was romantic, but also one that was really great friends too, and they just love to laugh and spend time together. And I knew too, Katherine's just so talented and she's really leading this story, so I just kind of had to get out of the way as much as possible.
Oh, boo.
It's absolutely true.
I remember early days, the search for Dylan, there was this kind of we wanted someone who felt like, you know, was able to kind of embody this character on screen, but then also have that sensitivity, but also have that inner strength that Mara would gravitate towards. And then Charlie walked through the door and was able to deliver this beautiful and very heartfelt performance where you fall in love with him on screen. And I think it was really beautiful to be able to play that and to have Mara and Dylan together on screen, and that dynamic of the chaos and the fire with Dylan, who is this complete rock for her.
Love Victor recently exploded earlier this year. Katherine, so many fans are dying to know if we will see Leah appear on the series.
You know, I love Simon is and was still one of my favorite things that I've been on. I think the series is very different. If they asked me to come back, I'm sure I would consider it, but I think it's a different view with Victor that I'm not in at the moment, no.